Hey T-Squad, it's Kirsty. Today we are opening one of the most chilling cases in modern history. A case that began with ordinary pain relief and ended with nationwide fear, empty shelves, and safety seals on almost everything you buy. This is the story of the Tylenol murders in Chicago, 1982. 7 lives lost, a killer never officially named, and a wave of changes that touched every home in America. A normal morning turns deadly. It is the last days of September, 1982, in the Chicago area. A 12-year-old girl wakes up with a runny nose and takes 1 capsule of extra-strength Tylenol. Minutes later, she collapses. Across the metro area, a 27-year-old postal worker has a headache and takes the same brand. He is rushed to hospital and dies. In a single tragic twist, his brother and sister-in-law take capsules from the same bottle at the family home, and they collapse as well. A new mother, a retail worker, a flight attendant who stops at a Walgreens after a trip and buys a bottle caught on store security film. By nightfall, hospitals are connecting the dots. This is not coincidence. Something is poisoning the medicine cabinet. The discovery: doctors and lab techs test the capsules and the truth lands like a hammer. Potassium cyanide. A fast-acting dose, hidden in a product people trusted. Police cruise streets warning residents through loudspeakers. News anchors tell people to throw away any bottle of extra strength, Tylenol. Phones at poison control will not stop ringing. The recall and the fear. Johnson & Johnson orders one of the largest consumer recalls in history. Millions of bottles pulled from shelves. Factory lines paused. Investigators race to answer one question. Did the poison happen in manufacturing or after the bottles reached the stores? The answer reshapes the case. Seals look tampered, different stores, different lots. The pattern suggests a person moving through pharmacies, opening bottles, doctoring capsules, and putting them back on shelves. It is the nightmare version of random. The extortion letter. In the chaos, a letter arrives demanding money to stop the killings. The writer claims the poisonings will end if a large payment is made. The trail leads to a man who once lived in New York and recently in the Midwest. He is arrested and later convicted for extortion related to the letter. He serves prison time. But here is the twist. He is never charged with the murders. He denies it. Police call him a strong suspect, a manipulator, a man who used the tragedy. But they do not have the physical evidence to tie him to the poison bottles. Other leads and dead ends. Detectives look at a man who bragged in a bar. He becomes a target, then sues for being falsely accused. Another figure is brought in and cleared. A surveillance image shows the flight attendant buying Tylenol on her way home. It is the last known frame of her life. The public studies it for answers that never quite come. Forensic teams crack open capsules by the tray. Each tiny cylinder is a question. Who handled it last? Which store? Which hour? There is no reliable fingerprint. No clean security footage of a hand swapping out powder, no confession that sticks. How a murder case changed shopping forever. The murders force a revolution: triple seal packaging, foil under caps, breakaway rings, tamper-evident bans. A brand goes from trusted to toxic in a single week, then fights to earn confidence back by over-communicating every safety step. Lawmakers pass a federal anti-tampering law the following year. That is why you hear the phrase tampering with consumer products is a federal crime. It is why companies change from easy-to-open capsules to harder-to-doctor caplets. Everyday inconvenience becomes a feature, not a bug, because of 7 stolen lives. Families and names. Let us say their names with care. A 12-year-old girl starting 7th grade, a 27-year-old postal worker, his brother and sister-in-law who were grieving when they took the pills, a new mother at home, a retail worker on shift, a flight attendant, still in uniform. 7 families, and then a city, and then a nation, forever changed. What we know. The poison was placed after the bottles left the factory. It was fast, deliberate, and spread across multiple stores. The killer understood cyanide and how to avoid detection long enough to cause chaos. What we do not know, the exact route the killer took, the precise moment each bottle was opened and resealed, whether the extortionist also played poisoner or merely rode the shock wave. The strongest theory remains the simplest. A local offender moving around the Chicago area, choosing targets of opportunity, and stopping once the city went on alert. But strong theory is not the same as proof, because there was no personal motive we can point to. Because it turned a household ritual into a game of chance. Because one person used chemistry and anonymity to eclipse fingerprints and alibis. And because safety fixes came after the fact, not before. We live inside the legacy of this crime every time we twist a seal. T-Squad, that is the Tylenol case, 7 lives taken in the space of days. A brand rebuilt, a country that learned to check seals, and a killer who has never officially faced a jury. If this episode moved you, share it. Reach out to the families with compassion if you speak about it online. And if you want more deep dives like this, you know what to do. Follow, comment, and help the channel grow. I am Kirsty, and this is Dropping the True Crime Tea.